show is Dr. Pedro Luis Gonzalez, who is a leading figure in the longevity and medical authority space in Spain and in Europe. And he has worked in preventative medicine for all his life. So he will tell us more about that. But I'm very happy that you are with us today. Hi, Pedro.
Hi, Johannes. Thank you very much for inviting me to this fantastic podcast you have.
Yes, that's good that you're here. So I told you, and I will tell the audience, I was very much looking forward to this show, since you were very positive and enthusiastic about the longevity and preventative medicine space. So maybe we start very easy. So who are you? What are you doing? And what's your current role?
Okay, so, well, I'm a physician specialized in preventive medicine, and I have a long trajectory in my field since more than 35 years, practicing it in different sectors and fields. I have been working in all sectors of healthcare, beginning, of course, from hospitals, clinics, but also in pharma industry, insurance industry, and even some consulting services to the government. So I have a pretty wide view of how the health system are behaving, where are they failing, and what do we need to fix them. And what I'm doing now, after a long career and seeing what were the needs of people, because this is what is important at the end. I discovered that the healthcare system we have now is not directly directed to help people thrive, but instead is directed more to keep a business of diagnosis and therapies. And it doesn't matter a lot if the person is not curing themselves, because what they are doing now is not going to the root cause of disease, but instead just treating symptoms, creating, as I say, cautive consumers. So from my preventive medicine point of view, I'm very happy at this moment in life, because I've also made a big transformation from the disease care to the healthcare, the real healthcare. And I think that we are in a very sweet spot now, because there are so many discoveries and technologies and scientific advances that are telling us that we can tweak our biology for the good and for the better, that I'm very happy for this. And this is my main message for the audience and for all the people I direct, saying that, yes, you can tweak your biology to make it work for you as it was conceived at the beginning. Because one of the problems that we have been facing is that our life, especially in Western countries, our life has been structured along activities that are given or going against our biology. So we get up with artificial light, we go to bed with artificial light, especially even in the southern countries like Spain or Italy, in the Mediterranean area, we don't see so much sun, because we get up with artificial light and go also to bed with artificial light. We are not following our natural cycles of life, and this, together with the continuous stress in our works, competitiveness, and the bad eating through sparse times, of eating, and also products, ultra-processed products, and convenient food. This has made that in the last decades we have a very big epidemic of chronic diseases. And this is what we are facing now, and our healthcare system is not able to tackle this, because we, for example, I think it's pretty more or less the same in the whole Europe, but in Spain, for example, during the adult life, nearly half of the population has one chronic disease, but when they arrive to 65 or more, 80% of the population has a chronic disease. And this is because of our lifestyle. It's not any other thing, no? It's not maybe, well, of course, the environment also plays a high role, no? The pollution and all the toxics that we are drinking and eating through food also plays a big role. But the good news is that we can change this, no? And we can change this in two aspects. That this is what I'm questioning now in Spain. I'm creating a community around scientific longevity with two aims, no? Making aware people of the system, or the way we have structured our life is not the best one for us, and we have to fight, even with our governments, to change this. For Spain, for example, we have a big fight still with the time. No, you know that we should be in the same time as the UK or the Canary Islands that are ours, but we are living 2 hours ahead of the sun. Now it's summer, and 1 hour ahead always during the winter, and this is not good for our natural cycle. But and we can fight also, for example, with the children. We are claiming there is a strong movement now in Spain asking to schools to begin later, because this way the children can get up, can see the sun, and they can go with a good breakfast to the school, instead of being there since 8 a.m. until 5 p.m. like workers. No, they are not workers at all. Still,
yeah.
It's also, this is another podcast that we could make about education.
100%. And I'm optimizing sleep myself. So light, circadian rhythm, and so on are things I'm personally interested very well. And I totally agree with you. Light has a big impact, and rhythms have a big impact. So I see this. You mentioned that the healthcare system in Spain, but all over Europe, is very broken, focused on sick care treatments. What changed? What signals did you see in the last years which motivated you to change this now? Or asked differently, why didn't you start 30 years ago? What are the trends at the moment which lead you to your decision to move now into this direction?
Well, this is very, very old in my personal life, because even since I was a student at the Faculty of Medicine, I thought that my main mission would be to not exist, or to not be needed for people. So just when I was very young, I thought about it. But then when the development of my career, I saw how hospitals were working. I saw how people were aside of the decision-making process, for example, and I began taking this view of very patient-centered. And well, this is something that I should mention. I have been working. I am also a journalist, scientific journalist, and I have been working in a daily newspaper in Barcelona for 6 years. And during that period, I learned a lot. Those other things that in a medical faculty you're not taught about, And this is how they live and experience, how patients experience the system, And after that, working for the pharma industry, I saw the great need that people have to be taught how to use the drugs, because it has no use if for example, doctors, we are prescribing antihypertensives, but then if you look at the statistics, after 1 year, only 30% of the people continues adhering to this medication. They don't know how to use it. They don't know how they are making something in their bodies, with these drugs. So I saw that in the pharma industry and also in the insurance industry, where I collaborated a lot to create programs for support of patients with chronic diseases, especially, the adult diabetes, the pulmonary problems and the cardiovascular problems, but also creating platforms for health and well-being, because it was supposed that an insurance company is the first interested in keeping their clients healthy, so they don't use the services. But you discover it's incoherent, but you discover that the real need is to keep this cycle of diagnosis and therapies going on. not so much this. No, so I arrive at the end of my professional career. Well, it's not the end. I'm still making things new. But in the last years of my professional career, I decided to dedicate myself to send this message about how our biology has been silenced. Not because anyone has been conspiring, thinking about, oh, I'm going to silence the biology of the world population. No, this has been a result of our evolution. But what we have to do is to think about it, and to say, okay, this is not the right way to go. No, we have to stop and change things. And now I'm dedicating to this, and also helping people to find the best way to have more years and add more life to these years. Because there are authentic discoveries and innovative therapies going on in the world that for sure are going to help us in some 1 or 2 decades, are going to help us to arrive well at the 100 list.
Yeah. And how do the patients, how do the users, maybe we should call them users, not patients,
yeah,
how do they react to these new possibilities? What trends do you see with them?
Well, this is striking because I see a big difference between the 50 plus and the youngers. The 50 plus are still very involved in this belief, in this frame of belief, that okay, it's not possible to change anything just with lifestyle or with or taking some supplements or senolytics or this kind of new therapies that are going out. And it takes a lot of time not to change their mindset. But the youngers, I'm really unhappily surprised because I'm having people in the 30s very conscious and very worried about their well-being and how to keep this for the future. Because also this is a thing that they see that they are not going to have as their parents a strong family network supporting them when they are old. So they want to arrive to the oldest ages with more autonomy and also being able to be by their own.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I see this. So with all that information about the system, about the users, can you describe how your current approach to longevity is looking like? What are you building, and how can I imagine your work at the moment?
Yeah. Well, my approach is a very simple one. It's just preventive precision medicine. I put this adjective of precision because we now have technologies and analytics to know with years of anticipation how things are going on in your physiology. We can detect diabetes, pre-diabetes very, very soon, and we can detect also low-grade inflammation and all this stuff that is making us silently ill with the years. So after practicing this analytics that I study more or less more than 80 biomarkers in one analytics, I join it with, and these biomarkers belong to the genetic field, to the proteomic biochemistry field, and also to the lifestyle, which could be the phenotype. And joining all this together, I can make a completely personalized plan, which at the end is overall lifestyle changes. And many times don't need very complicated or things that you have to especially do. Just make a little tweaks in your habits, in your daily habits. For example, we were talking just some minutes ago about going out to the light. And this is something that if you do, you have 50% of your health for the day completed. So this is what I provide to my clients, and also to those that are interested, especially this is a demand that I have for the 50 plus, that are interested in going to have more years, because they see that the end of the life is approaching and they want to live more years. And then together with them, and depending on their situation, we plan specific therapies to go either in Spain or in Europe or even in the United States. No, it depends on how want or how daring they are in taking approach to these new therapies. But at the same time, through my community, what I try is to make the population aware about this problem of structure, no? Because what the system is giving us an alternative to this sick care, healthcare, is to convert in heroes people. No? Nowadays, it seems that even though you have to wake up in the without seeing the light and to work even 10 hours a day, no, you have to go to the gym. You also have to keep your diet on track. You cannot stress a lot, and you have to be a hero for this. And this is a problem, and people cannot make it. And there is a very big industry that has gone out around habits, no, how to change your habits and so on. And okay, of course, this is good, but this is asking people to do what they cannot do. No, it's like asking a depressed person to be happy, or a drug addict to not take drugs. No, it's like, okay, I cannot do it. No, give me something more. And the problem is this frame we have. No, we have to change the frame we are living, and until the whole population is not aware of this and has a conscious will to change all this way of living, the problem will be always the same. No?
Yeah. So let's talk a bit more about this company. So where do you want to bring it? What is your vision for it? What would be the ideal goal you want to achieve?
Well, my vision is to create a very big community of people conscious and wanting to change things in this way, and claiming to have more rational timetables, more rational way of living, that it can be done without losing productivity or winning things, and also these people to be aware of what we have in the industry to help them, how they can help themselves, and also to learn to distinguish between the hype and the reality. No, there is now at this moment, I was telling you that we are in a sweet spot because we have a lot of discoveries and news around longevity. But the problem is that the marketing is taking some of them without proof enough and making hype around them. So many people are just seeing things in Instagram on the social media and saying, okay, maybe it's good to have a cold plunge every day, and this is not proved at all. It is good in some cases. It has been proven that it's beneficial from some diseases or entities, but not at all for everyone. You have to study first with a professional if you are going to benefit or not. And or for example, the supplements. It seems now that everything ends in a supplement. This is the marketing funnel they use. And there is no supplement that fixes everything or that fixes just specific things. It depends on how your physiology is working and how you are using your genetics. And the good thing is that we all have our genetics. We only have to learn how to use the genetics better, so we can arrive to an old ages without feeling old, and in the contrary, feeling young.
And to scale this to this bigger community and to more people precisely treating or preventing, where do you see the main challenges into scaling it like that? So what are the hurdles for you?
Well, the main challenge to scale these things, especially among the youngsters, because they are very online oriented, is to tell them to go to a laboratory and have a blood extraction. This is something that it takes time because they have to think about, they have to pay for it, and they have to think about. And normally, these analytics are not cheap because what I use, for example, is not the typical analysis that you are ordered in the healthcare system. It's analytics that as not so many people are using them, they are more expensive. So this is the first step for me, you know, that, but they can also learn a lot of things to do without really knowing what's going on. The thing is that I think that there are technologies that nowadays are evolving and are being able to tell people through digital means how they are in their physiology, you know? And it's a question of time to demonstrate that these technologies also serve the same as traditional analytics in blood or in saliva or the genetic one.
And do you think the technology will switch from a physical more to a digital world, or you think is more complementary?
Well, it depends. No, for example, if we are talking about preventive, I think that the switch to digital is a need, because when you are preventing, you are healthy, and you don't need to feel like, okay, I'm ill, I have to go to a clinic and see a doctor with a white coat and that's all this. This is normally I wouldn't like to do that, no, because I don't want to feel ill, you know, and I want to be treated as a client, as you said, no, better than a patient. So I think that
I like this. I like this paradigm shift already. Yeah, nice.
Yeah, this is a shift paradigm, and because I always tell, for example, in my clinic, when I see people, we always sit in sofas, one in front of other. We don't go to a table. We don't put a table between us. And I always say, okay, we're going to go if equal from equal, because the only difference with me is that I have more knowledge than you in this field, and I'm going to be your guide and to make you advice, no, around it. But you are the one that has to make the decisions and the actions. I cannot work out for you. If it was the solution, it would be very easy to treat patients because I only have to go to work out and they are all happy, you know. But this is not the reality, and this is a shift paradigm, you know, from patient to client. And in preventive terms, I think that if we are able to provide digitally all what they need, you know, to see, for example, how am I now today? You know, you have a technology that is going in this way through your app, and I think that if we are able to tell them, okay, this morning, better if you don't exercise a lot because your heart rate variability is not in the best shape because you haven't slept at all, or something like that, that we already have. But if we provide them and people understand it, this is the best way to keep your body in perfect conditions, which is what we are designed for.
Yes, yes. So if I would give you a magic stick and you could change one challenge or could remove one challenge you are currently facing, which one would it be? What would you do?
Well, the false belief that it is not possible to change or to cure anything with lifestyle, through lifestyle. This is a false belief. We have a lot of research showing the contrary. We have the problem is that the healthcare system doesn't want it, no, because you cannot monetize as much the lifestyle change as a drug. You know? But I think that this is, if we change this false belief in the population, then they will ask their doctors for the lifestyle pill before the other one. No?
Yeah, thank you. So when we are looking at your business, on your vision, how you want to grow this community, how you want to serve your clients, when we need to break it down, what would be a success? Where do you want to be in 6 months or in 12 months? What are your goals for the next half year and a year?
Well, my goals for the midterm is to have this community going on and to keep at least thousands of people around it, and also be able to present them with I'm writing a book about all this that we have been talking about. I don't know which title will be because it depends on the editor and all this stuff, but the main message is your silenced biology. No, I don't know if English is your silence biology.
How is the book called?
Sorry?
What's the name of the book?
I'm calling it the silenced biology.
Ah, that's the name. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
That's the name. But it will depend on the editor if they choose another title or something. No? You know? But it will be around this, no? Saying, okay, it will be, I will try to be not very technical, but just to show that, okay, our healthcare system is failing for these reasons, for these scientific reasons, and we have other means to arrive and to achieve well-being during the whole life, and then this is what we have to do, no? And to provide some key questions, not only at the individual level, but also collective level. No? So, okay, we have to ask our governments to stop, for example, providing so much funds for diseases which cure is done through lifestyle, no, or can be prevented through lifestyle. No? Mm-hmm. We are putting a lot of money. For example, I use always if you're in a river, no, and you see people drowning and coming from the river side drowning, we are putting a lot of effort and a lot of resources in going and saving them, no, for drowning, instead of going up in the river and see why they are drowning there. No? So this is the thing.
So I think in this podcast today, we've already learned a lot about your view on the current healthcare system, how we could change it. We've seen signals why people are moving more towards longevity, and we've clearly seen your idea of how to bring longevity to people at what point in time with the use of new technologies to make it available. Is there anything else you would like to tell your audience and our audience to take away from this podcast? Do you have any other main message you want to convey?
Well, I would like to finish just remembering and reminding that the change is possible at individual and collective level. Maybe at collective level, it will trigger more time, but at the individual level, you only have to make some little changes in your life, like sleeping better, being more active. I don't mean exercising, but being more active, and just eating as much single products as possible. No? It is not a question of what do I eat. You have to eat whatever you like, but being from natural sources and in single mode, no, not, for example, taking out all creams, sauces, and all this stuff. No, if you eat just a salad well made with olive oil and fish or poultry or even meat, if it's good meat, that's a key to live better. No? And use also what our earth gives us. No, the legumes, for example, are very important, and don't lose it for the convenience, no, of processed foods that we eat very quickly because we have to work and we have to stop and to take our time for us. This is the most important message: to give time for us, for our well-being.
I think that are wonderful words to close this podcast, and it motivates me now to go for lunch and have something healthy, because okay. as a founder, time is always short, but we cannot leave out good food. Yeah. So.
Yeah, you can. As a founder, you have to learn that if you're not in well fit, not well fit physically, but well fit in your mind, in your physiology and your sleep, you're not going to take good decisions. So you're not going to make things going well. So it's the success of your company depends on how well you live. This is something very important. It doesn't depend on how much effort you put, but on how well you live and you make good decisions.
100%. So I'm really looking forward to your book, to how you build this longevity community, and happy to help you in any way with that. And yeah, Pedro, thank you so much for being on the show, and looking forward to your farther way in longevity.
Okay, thank you very much. And it's